Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris with Inside the U. Thanks for stopping by and checking out this instant reaction video following Miami's 38-34 win over number 17 Pittsburgh. I think this was a very good win. There's a lot I want to get to with this one. But first off, I know many of you were critical throughout the game. I know that Kenny Pickett threw for 519 yards, which was a school record against Miami. I understand all of that. And I understand your disappointment with certain players or the way things were going throughout the game. But the bottom line is Miami won this game. They showed a lot of fight, a lot of toughness. And frankly, there were a lot of positives with this. So I want to focus a lot on that as opposed to the disappointing 2-4 start. Everybody knows that Miami has 4 losses. I know that that's not what you expected and all of that. But I think this team definitely deserves praise, and they definitely need to be commended for the way they played against North Carolina and Virginia, the fact that they did fight back in those games, and more importantly, they've been able to translate that play into positive results, the results you're looking for, the results that the team has looked for against NC State and now against Pittsburgh. They go on the road against Pittsburgh. Certainly a tough one. Thought it was great. Miami started out 21-7 lead, with the way Pittsburgh started out with Kenny Pickett going down the field. And he was good all throughout. He did have the 2 interceptions, but he did throw for 519 yards, which is the most ever allowed by a Miami Hurricanes opponent. And certainly we can talk about the disappointing with that. Certainly the secondary needs to be better. There's other things with the defense. They've got to be better. We all understand that. But for Miami to bounce back from giving up a touchdown on the opening drive on the road, where in a game where, honestly, I didn't expect them to do this, but they did. They bounced back immediately. Tyler Van Dyke, once again, played really well throughout the game. He had 428 yards, 3 touchdowns, 32 of 42 passing. And really, the biggest thing with Tyler that you're seeing is the consistency from quarter to quarter. Now, Miami only scored 7 points in the second half, but for the most part, Tyler was pretty consistent throughout the game. And it gave Miami certainly more than enough chances to win. The 38 points was impressive. So I think it was good that Tyler bounced back, throughout that he got the team to bounce back from that early deficit. He marched the team down the field. Miami scores 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. I thought some of the things that Rhett Lashley did today in this one, with some of the trick plays, you saw Will Mallory get open. You saw some flea flicker stuff. Some fake wide receiver passes. I think that kind of creativity is great to see. It's something that we've not talked a lot about with Rhett Lashley's offense, but in this one, he showed it, and he definitely gets praised for doing so, gets praised for the results. Miami racked up 492 yards of total offense. Jalen Knighton got going, and I'll definitely want to talk about the running game, but let's stick with Tyler Van Dyke a little bit more. Just once again, regardless of whatever you thought about him at one point during the season, I know I was a little skeptical based on things I was hearing at based on some of the things I was seeing in practices, but it doesn't matter what I think in terms of what I thought would happen. You have to base a lot of what you are seeing in terms of results. And Tyler's playing at a very high level at this point in the season. I think what's great for Miami is not only do they get this win, they go to 2-2 in the conference. And it was kind of interesting that Manny Diaz is speaking afterwards, and look, Pitt's only 3-1, and Miami owns the tiebreaker against Pitt. They're halfway through the ACC schedule. Miami has a very favorable ending of their schedule, their next 4 games. They got Georgia Tech, Florida State, Virginia Tech, and Duke to end it, alternating home and away, just like they have in the other ACC games. So none of those teams have impressed over a duration of time. Certainly they have some key wins, but Miami's going to be favored. They're going to be expected to win all 4 of those games. They have this momentum from these 2 wins. It's crazy to think at this point Miami has a real shot at winning 6 games. And I know they're going to tell you they're not getting ahead of themselves, but we can do that here. But first, drop in the comments. Let me know, what do you expect from Miami these next 4 games, essentially based on the 4 games you've seen from the ACC. And really, if you want to take it from the whole 8 games of the season, 8-8 or 4-4 on the season through these 8 games, what are you expecting now? Based on some of these things that you're seeing. Again, regardless of what you expected from this season to begin with. And when I say this, I'm not lowering the bar. There should still be, high expectations for this team, for this program. But with where this team sits now at 4-4, they have a real shot at finishing strong in the second half of the year. And, you talk about with teams and players, and whether it's coaches or whatever it might be, it's all about moving forward. And that's the thing Miami has to do. They cannot change the results against Alabama or Michigan State, who are certainly, as we look at it, are looking like really impressive teams, two of the best teams in the country, the way it's shaked out throughout the season. Again, doesn't excuse Miami's losses or the way they played, but maybe you're starting to see a little bit more explanation of those two teams, of why it was difficult for Miami. Certainly Miami's changed in terms of its personnel. Bubba Bolden didn't play today. Nesta Jade Silvera out on defense. And certainly, you know about all the guys that are missing on offense. But the guys that are playing right now are doing well. I think Manny Diaz, again, you can be critical of the things he's done. I've certainly been critical of the things that have led him to this point in the season throughout his coaching career, starting with that disappointing season to start his head coaching career a couple years ago. But look, right now he deserves credit for getting his team to play hard and getting results. We always talk about results here. We talk about, obviously you want to build on, your performance. You want to play better. You want to win. You want to learn from wins, as well as losses. But based on results, Miami is getting those results. They've got to be better. They certainly need to play better. I thought it was good afterwards that Diaz said he felt like they've not played a complete game. Feels like they can still play better. I think when you look at the defense, and I kind of posted during the live updates on our website on InsideTheU.com, that look, Kenny Pickett is really good. That's just the bottom line. Kirk Herbstreit said before the game, it's kind of like an NFL guy playing in college. Look, it's hard to shut down those guys. And I think you're seeing that with some of these quarterbacks Miami's facing, with Brennan Armstrong, who's having a really good year, Sam Howell, a really good quarterback. And now, seeing, the things that Kenny Pickett was able to do, Bryce Young earlier, Peyton Thorne earlier. So a lot of good quarterbacks on Miami's schedule. Sticking with the defense, I thought it was great that James Williams comes down with that key interception late in the game. You want guys to make big plays, and he certainly did that. That play, oftentimes we see it where, maybe he gets his hands on it, but doesn't complete the catch, even though it was thrown in a position where he could have. He made the play. And I think that's great to see. It's great for a young guy. It's great for a talented young guy, because he can build on that moving forward. And certainly it helped Miami in this critical part of the game. 4 minutes left. It felt like Pittsburgh was finally going to take the lead back, to be honest. After leading 7-0, Miami leads the whole rest of the way, except for that tie at one point. But it felt like at one point, Pittsburgh could certainly take the lead, and it did not happen. The defense came up big. And that's all you were hoping for in this one. The way it was going, giving up a ton of yards, Kenny was doing a good job finding his guys. You saw Jordan Addison, why he's so valuable to that team. He played really well, and I think Miami did a great job with that. I think they came up with some key pressures as well throughout the game. Whether it was sustainable, again, they gave up the 519 passing yards. Once again, Kenny Pickett's really good. Miami's got things to work on. They did start young guys in the back end there, and they've got to move forward. They're not going to face another quarterback like Pickett or Howell or Armstrong the rest of the way. They're not going to face even a Peyton Thorne or Bryce Young. The quarterbacks are going to face are certainly, Miami certainly has the ability to put the clamps on, and that's what they'll be looking to do. And I think any loss moving forward against these next four opponents would be a disappointment. So finishing 8-4 in the regular season, I know that's not what the season you guys expected. You expected 9, 10, maybe 11 wins this year. It's not going to happen, but Miami has a shot to finishing strong. That's all you can ask for at this point. Going back to Jalen Knighton, he's another guy. Tyler Van Dyke obviously steps in and plays well. Jalen Knighton has become a true factor there. I thought he was great today in between the tackles. He's a guy that's known for getting outside with his speed, getting outside runs, making plays on the outside on the perimeter. That's kind of his strength. And things you've seen in the passing game, those are his strengths. Today, I thought he did a really good job going up the middle on runs. I think that's very important for all running backs, even guys with speed. And I think he did a good job. He controlled it. 80 yards, 2 touchdowns, 17 carries. Speaking of up the middle, his 40-yard touchdown run went right up the gut. Again, another big play for Miami's offense. It's a lot of fun. And hopefully you guys are enjoying watching their team play, not just for the fight that they're showing, but also for the results. They're showing big play ability. They're showing guys making plays. They're showing, you that they've got a number of guys that are certainly capable of being productive ACC players. Another guy that's doing well, Will Mallory did well today. I'm looking at the stats: 3 catches, 68 yards, and the touchdown, the 57-yard catch. Also, the big catch on late in the game. I know the fumble goes out of bounds, but the point was he held on to the ball long enough and certainly got past the line of scrimmage. I think that was great. Big play by Will. He's moving forward. I've always felt like with Will, even though he was not productive to begin the season, I felt like the abilities were still there. I felt like Miami still needed to go to him. And it's great to see Elijah Arroyo get to the touchdown, get his first touchdown of his career. I think the tight end position is so key for Miami's offense. So it's great to see these guys being productive. Another guy that was productive, kind of flipping back and forth, but Tyrique Stevenson. He's been a good solid piece there at corner for the most part this season. He gets that big interception. Again, a momentum play for the defense. It felt like Pittsburgh did a good job changing the field, pinned Miami back, had a good punt return, or a good field of position on the field where they were going to take over. Looked like they could drive down the field, get it close again. But Tyrique comes up with the interception, not just the interception, but returns to 39 yards. Great momentum play for Tyrique. And, he's a guy that's really excited about these young guys at safety. Cameron Kitchens, I mentioned James Williams earlier. Certainly things that Cam could do a little bit better, and James as well, but they're young guys. And it was just great to see them. They made big plays. Cam had a big play as well late in the game. So once again, I'll repeat this. Miami does have things to work on, but be happy with the win. They played well. They did a good job, today, and you should be excited about this team. Hopefully you can enjoy these next few games moving forward and see how guys continue to progress. You want to see Tyler Van Dyke continue to play well moving forward. Talked about some of the young guys, on offense, but also, another guy that I want to mention on offense, was Charleston Rambo, playing well once again, 7 catches, 101 yards. Manny Diaz said recently that he felt like Charleston was becoming a problem in the ACC, was doing a really good job of being one of those dangerous threats. And I thought he did a good job once again today. He's doing a good job on these matchups. Also, we've seen him catch short passes, but he's also able to stretch the field. He had a 34-yard catch today, I thought was big. Set up a touchdown there as well. And then Xavier Restrepo, 7 catches, 89 yards. Mike Harley involved a little bit, 53 yards on 3 catches. So good to see multiple guys being involved, 8 different pass catchers today, leading to the big day for Tyler Van Dyke. Miami's defense, again, look, the linebackers, yes, they need to be better at certain times. They missed a play, but, they did a pretty good job holding down the run game. Only 68 yards on the ground, 23 carries for Pittsburgh. That was good. You could not allow Pittsburgh to get the running game going, especially with the passing game going as well as it did. So I think that was good that Miami did enough, and they were stout against the run. I thought they were good with the defensive line against the run as well. Multiple guys involved, making plays there. A lot of things they can still tighten up. Once again, good to see them win. Good to see them bounce back. I'll have plenty of coverage on this game. We'll have plenty of, insights, snap counts, Pro Football Focus grades. If you guys are interested in kind of the analytics of this one, what went well for Miami, things to be excited about, or things to look forward moving forward as the season progresses. Also, be sure to check out the channel. I will definitely be previewing Georgia Tech game really soon and see how this one goes. Miami returns back home with that early start next week. So there's plenty to talk about with this game and moving forward. And I know it's not the seasons that Florida State and Miami expected, but that big rivalry game's coming in 2 weeks. Miami's certainly looking to win that one as well. So a lot to look forward to, a lot to build on from this one. Hopefully you guys are excited, but drop in the comments. Let me know. Are you guys excited now? Are you getting, that sigh of relief? Miami's 4-4. It could be much worse. It's not 2-6. They're not going to be 2-10 like some of you thought with the way it was going early on. So good to see. Definitely thank everybody for watching, and take care.